Yes.
Ningependa kukuuliza tu swali moja.
Uliza Bernard.
Ushawahi chochote, I mean, wewe kama chairman ama director or any
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you had an assistant?
Yes.
Were you the one looking for the assistant to give him an assignment, or the assistant was available to assist you?
You know, when I have a lot of stuff to do, I assign some others duties to my junior, right? And then
so do you look for your assistant, or your assistant should be handy?
I think it's two-way, right?
How?
If you are working together, you know, he has to look for you and you look for him at some point. It depends with how you work together, you know. It's not.
Are you talking in real sense, or you are giving a political statement?
I'm just answering that.
Okay, let's I think we move to Mama Selina, tutarudi kwako baadaye. Mama Selina, vipi leo?
Poa Penat, naona Mr. Wangira, Frank Ruto, Kuru, a new Penat. Wow, tunashukuru Mungu, tumeamukia Sunday, Rais Uhuru akiwa Labor Day, aliongea na akasema tuseme ukweli, kwa wakati mingi wa Kenya wachai kubali. Na yes, nimesikia Ruto vile amesema, lakini sitaki kwenda na Ruto. Nataka kusema ya kwamba wakati unachaguliwa mkiwa watu wawili, walichaguliwa in one ticket. Moja ni president, moja ni deputy yake. Wakati ya vice president ilikuwa tofauti kwa sababu angealloketiwa na president, lakini this one iko tofauti kwa sababu ni kitu iko kwa katiba. Na ukisikia vile rais amesema na ukiona vile deputy amemchipu, na rais amesema vizuri, kama uliwacha unaenda kulalamika, kama ukutaka kusaidia mimi ungeresign, mimi nitafute mtu ya kufanya kazi na yeye. Lakini watu ya Kenya Kwanza kuisha, they are very quick kurespond ya kwamba ulipatia kazi Matiang'i. Matiang'i is doing his part. Ile deputy alishindwa kufanyia wa Kenya. So Matiang'i ni minister na anafanya kazi kulingana na vile wanajua. But hakuna mtu amereplace kiti ya deputy president. Akasimama Matiang'i akasema, today I'm acting as a deputy president. I'm taking the responsibility of the deputy president of Republic of Kenya. No. Kazi zake yeye mwenyewe aliwacha. Na ni kwa sababu kwa akili yake ama kwa watu yake alitaka kujua ya kwamba the last lap alijaribu kujitenga na Uhuru ili kwamba apate kitu ya kujitetea, kama sasa vile wanatetea kuhusu baba amekuja kusaidia His Excellency the President kwa tamii ya pili kwa handshake kuleta amani Kenya. Si ati kuna kasi baba ameingia huko ndani, walilete tu amani kuambia Kenyans to support Uhuru amalize tamu yake. Na ndio sababu Kenya unaenda kila mahali tuko na peace, hata wakati ya election bado tuko na amani. So Penat, nashukuru Uhuru waseme yale kwa sababu kuna Wakenya wengi wajui, lakini ile kitu inanishangaza ni kwamba I think it is because of that seat inaitwa deputy ama nini, kwa sababu nimeshangaa rais akisema kitu deputy yake ina minute na mchipu. Kwa nyumba hata baba akiongea mama anaweza nyamaza ndio mambo itulie. So in 3 weeks nashangaa sana deputy president kama ataweza kuwa rais na apate deputy anamsumbua kama vile amefanya Uhuru. How will our country, Kenya yetu itaenda aje? So sitaki kutwell in that. Uhuru ametuambia yake na deputy amerespond kwa vile anajua. Nataka niende mambo ya Nyeri ya kwamba baba alikuwa na heshima, akaesa lala Nyeri kwa sababu ya heshima ya former president ule ya tatu amelala. Akaenda kanisa na akarudi, alienda 2 churches na akakuwa na mkutano in town hall ya wafanyabiashara. But kuna tofauti sana between jana ile tuliona kwa funeral na leo. I want to thank the people of Nyeri, wale walijitokesea kwa wingi kurespond, kukaribisha baba na wakadistance themselves na mambo ya jana, wakisema hawa ni wale wa mama. I was so even worried kwamba wanajua, they said there were women paid kukuja kushout, but respond ya Nyeri vile tumeona Penat inaridhisha kila mtu, vile wamejipanga, vile wamejitokeza, na nashukuru sana. Na pia siwezi Peter Kenneth, Sabina Cheke, Martha Karua na wale wote walikuwa hapo. Pia nataka kushukuru kwa ile mambo. Na ya pili sana sana yale maneno yalinenwa na Martha ya kwamba tuangalie, na ndio tumeambiwa kati ya Azimio na Kenya Kwanza, kama tunaweza peana mambo 2 3 ile baba amefanya na ile atatufanyia, na mambo yale deputy amefanya akiwa deputy president for 9 years, ingawa anataka kulalamika, but yale alifanya tungetaka kujua kama ilienda namna gani. Na nikashukuru wakisema ya kwamba, na ni ukweli Penat, ya kwamba uwezi wacha mali ama nani atapinga corruption? Nani atasimamisha corruption Kenya? Na wale wataki kuongea kuhusu corruption. Again, Kenya Kwanza walikuwa leo Nandi. Nataka kupongeza one of the pastors ule alikuwa, sitaki kumuita machina kwa sababu si kujua china yake, lakini ni baba amekula kidogo kushinda wengine. Aliomba vizuri sana, akaombea candidates na akaombea nchi ya Kenya na akaombea kila mtu alikuwa hapo. Chenye ilinishinda kwa Kenya Kwanza, wanasema walifanya uchaguzi ya bora, na si kusikia mtu akisema vile Nandils walinyanyaswa baada ya kupata member of parliament na wakanyang'anywa certificate. But the good news is that the Nandils constituency wamesema watampigia kura member of parliament Keter kwa mahali popote atakuwa, na kwa sababu ameingia independent. Na shukuru watu yetu ya Nandils ya kwamba hawatasikiza mambo ya nje, wanapigia kura member of parliament for Nandils kulingana na ile kazi amewafanyia. Otherwise, nikimaliza mambo ya Lepa, Atwoli, he really talked, na ninashukuru wafanyikazi. Penat, ukiwa na watu yako na wanakusikiza na walifuata, Otwali alisema mambo mingi na akasema mambo ile angetaka wafanyikazi wafanyiwe. Na ukweli nchi yetu ilikuwa na shida kwa sababu ya corona. Tukijaribu kutoka kwa corona, kumekuja hii mambo ya Ukraine. But nashukuru rais alipongeza wa Kenya wale wameweza kujitahidi kwa wakati ngumu. Hata huku kwetu mahali tuko Amerikani imelete shida. Mafuta sahi Penat ni $5, that is 500 per liter. Iko ngumu, hata sisi mahali tuko sahi mafuta Kenya imeenda juu, lakini itakuwa kama kwetu. You can't imagine 500 kwa lita moja. Na ukumbuke vile tuko huko. Kila kitu Amerika ilikuwa rahisi, sahi iko ngumu sana. Na unasikia pia wenyewe wanalalamika kuhusu mambo ya Ukraine, mambo ya mafuta. So this is an international mambo imetokea, tumemalizana. Sisi wengine bado tuko na bado ugonjwa inarudi, bado tunachichunga, lakini nashukuru Kenya nyumbani iko salama, naona hamuna hizo mamask, lakini sisi dakika kidogo hata masikio zetu zimeungua kwa sababu ya kuweka hiyo mask every minute. So nataka tu niwaambie wa Kenya, ya muhimu ni kwamba tupige kura ya usalama, tupige kura bila shida, lakini nimestaajabisha sana na Muturi vile wameongea Nandi, but anyway, hiyo ndio yao, ungetaka waseme nini Mudavadi. Na kabla sijasahau, Penat Kalwale alijaribu na utuwekee hiyo clip ya Kakamega, ameshautiwa, aliambiwa atiombee kiti yake, alijaribu kusema mambo ya Kenya kwanza kuisha, ilikuwa ngumu, na Kakamega wamedecide. So vile Nyeri na vile Kenya imedecide, ile kitu ningesema tu ni ya kwamba baba ako tayari kuongoza Kenya, na sisi constituency ya pili ya kina mama, we are very ready kukuwa na deputy president mama na aweze kufanya kazi na baba. Hatutaki kuona ile shida Uhuru ameona for 10 years. We really want somebody who will stand na anajua ni nini anaenda fanya kwa Kenya. Na wale wote walifanya kazi kwa serikali ya Kibaki na wamekuja ya Uhuru, najua nusu watakuwa kwa baba. Penat, wacha niwachie watu wengine waongee, niko hapa kusikiza, but mwezi 3 imepaki, tunataka kura ya amani. We don't need handshake, because hata hiyo handshake wanajaribu, uwezi fanya handshake na watu wako na kichwa ngumu hivyo. So I think walikuwa nakiombea tu kama wangetaka tuwapatie handshake. It is opposite, Penat. Thank you.
Asante sana Mama Selina, tunashukuru kwa maoni yako, wasia wako na hekima yako kwa mchango wako katika mjadala wa leo. Tunashukuru sana. Now we have established a standing order. Tunataka screen ikuwe bright. So kama hauwezi kukaa, kama lazima ukae nyuma ya curtain, hiyo itakuwa ngumu sana. Okay? Itakuwa ngumu sana. Ndio nimetoa hao watu wengine. Tunataka watu waonekane ili tujue nani tunaongelesha na nani anayetuongelesha. So kama umekuja kujificha, basi itakuwa ngumu. That is just our current standing order, because our videos have to be lively for people to view, and these videos are viewed over and over again. It's not just a one hit and go. So please, let's adhere to that. Secondly, the campaign continues. When you are able to get us, please invite somebody to watch so that we keep up with our views at the top, as we have always done. So invite 1, 2, 3, 4 people to watch. And if you are on the studio, when you get out, don't just get out and disappear. If you are in the studio on your laptop, you invite people on your phone. Use your phone to invite people to watch. And if you're on phone, use your laptop to invite people to watch. If you can only access this using phone only, after you make your submission, you get out of the studio. When you are following up, as you listen in the backyard, invite 1, 2, 3, 4 people who want to keep those numbers high as we educate Kenyans on how to face this political situation rightly, because everybody's pulling in their direction, but there is the right direction. There is the right thing to do for this great country. No handshake after 9th. We are an Presidente J. There will be handcuffs for sure. Yeah, that you remember my DVD said no, after handshake, let's have handcuffs. I think we will use that aspect after August 9th. Mr. Wangira, namna gani?
Mzuri sana. Habari yako Bernard?
Salama kabisa. Wewe ndio unakaa kama special branch. Tukuachie hizo handcuffs Tarehe 9 utukamatie mbweha wote wanaoharibu mizabibu.
Habari ya wenzangu hapo studio leo. Hawataki kujibu, ni nini mbaya? Bernard,
mtu wakiweka mic on italeta shida. So
okay.
Kisha mkono, endelea, songa mbele. Wacha uruya mingi tafadhali. Salamu ni salamu, sio lazima zipite Shamahoho.
Tunatuma salamu kutoka.
Okay, nashukuru Bernard. I'm just enjoying whatever that is going on. You know, I remember there was a time William Samoei Ruto told President Uhuru Kenyatta to bring it on, and I said it here that come baby come, and we are seeing now the scenario unfolding. Yesterday, for those who watched me here, and that's after you had left Bernard, I say that for whom the gods want to destroy, they first make mad. And I say that I'm seeing a politically mad person in the name of William Samoei Ruto. And I broke down the numbers in August 2017. In August 2017, in the entire 5 counties of the former Central Province that are Kiambu, Muranga, Kirinyaga, Nyeri, and Nyandarua. And you'll discover that in these counties, the turnout was 85%, and Uhuru Kenyatta got 97%. Um, Out of the turnout of 85%, Uhuru Kenyatta got 95%. So Raila Odinga got less than 3% of the votes cast in the former Central Province in 2017. And now here we are in 2022, and just 3 months to the next general election. And yesterday, I told you people that President Uhuru Kenyatta was just preparing grounds before, because if you watch his body language last week, you could see that this is a person, there was something inside him, that was just waiting to explode, and that he was preparing the ground. And what was inside him that was preparing to explode, exploded today at the Nyayo National Stadium, where we saw a real where we saw a president who came out God blessing. And he was not mincing words when we saw him today. We went out lashing at William Ruto and showing how William Ruto deserted his work, and he has now resorted to going to bucket presses to attack his government for each and every problem that is cropping up in this country. And he even raised the issue of the COVID-19, the way they have affected not only Kenya, but the entire world. He brought up the issue of the war between Ukraine and Russia, the way it has affected the world. And, I have many friends in the diaspora. Some even send me some dollars at the end of the month. And, they will tell me that, Wangira, this time, even down up here, things are not easy. And, President Uhuru Kenyatta was being very honest that we have a guy who goes to the market and he cheats people, that every problem in this country is about Uhuru Kenyatta. He does not want to agree that we are in a global village, and the problem that faces one corner of the world also ends up facing Kenya. So what do we see in return from William Ruto? What we saw in return from William Ruto was a tweet, you know and in that tweet from William Ruto, for those who read that tweet from William Ruto, he was mocking President Uhuru Kenyatta in that particular tweet. Because in that tweet, he blamed the people that Uhuru Kenyatta had assigned his responsibilities. And we have agreed that per the Kenyan constitution, William Samoei Ruto does not have any responsibility unless he's assigned a responsibility to undertake. He had no responsibility. And then he also went on to blame what he called Project Muzen. And when he talks about Project Muzen, the person he is calling Project Muzen, that is Raila Amolo Odinga. And then he ended up by referring to them as Watu Bure Kabisa. So to him, the people that he proposed to have been assigned his responsibility, and this thing called Project Muze, ni Watu Bure Kabisa. But the reason why I am enjoying this particular unfolding political event in the Republic of Kenya, for the first time, Raila Odinga is being now removed from the front line. And now the front line is between Uhuru Kenyatta and William Samoei Ruto. And that's why when you saw, for those people who watched Raila Odinga in Nyeri today, you know he was a relaxed person who was only selling his agenda. He didn't have much time he didn't spend even a single minute attacking William Ruto, because now we have Uhuru Kenyatta who will be doing the attacking of William Ruto on behalf of Raila Odinga. So as Uhuru Kenyatta does the attacking of William Ruto on behalf of Raila Odinga will be left to do his smooth campaigns like the ones we saw in Nyeri today, where it was about selling his manifesto, where it was about selling his ideology. We saw him in a town hall meeting with medium and small enterprise, medium and small enterprise traders, and thi- this particular this particular clash between William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta, as I've just told you, is now coming in to help Raila Odinga. And it's coming in to help Raila Odinga. So Raila Odinga now has a comfortable period to just now sell his agenda and sell his ideology as we move towards the 9th of August 2022. And again, I tend to think that Uhuru Kenyatta is using this particular opportunity, like the one we saw in Nyayo National Stadium, to provoke his people and to pump some senses into them. You know, he's not provoking his people and to make them now come alive to a particular reality that this guy William Ruto, as much as majority of you believe that he's the best, the best is the best to replace me come the 9th of August. But you need to think otherwise. And I think from what the way President Uhuru Kenyatta reacted at Nyayo National Stadium today, there are people, they must be people in Central Province who were pro William Ruto yesterday, but who could have changed their mind to go to Raila Odinga's side today. Because you know, the president of the republic who comes from a community, if he tells you that this particular person, you know, is not the right person, and is giving you reasons why he believes that he's not the right person, then as much as kutakuwa na wale watoto watundu, but to the majority, there's a good number who will end up listening. And that's why I bring up this issue of the elderly, especially those people who are over 45 years of age in central Kenya, could make the real surprise in this election come 9th of August 2022. Because I see many people of over 45 years and above ending up voting for Raila Odinga. And the reason why they will vote for Raila Odinga is because of the things Uhuru Kenyatta is today saying. Because of the things that Uhuru Kenyatta is today saying. So Bernard, wacha niwachie hapo, mtu mwingine pia achangie, I'll come in later. Asante.
Asante sana Bwana Wangira, tunashukuru kwa mchango wako. Naomba tusikilize hii kabla ndio tumlete Bwana Guru. Nashukuru kila mmoja. Let's keep the conversation going on the comment section. Let's keep the respect up. Let's debate. Let's raise our point, not our anger and our insults. We improve on the points as we have always been reminded. Okay, we start here.
Sasa mimi na ndugu Raila tulimenyana hapa, tukazunguka nchi hii, tukasema tupatieni nafasi hapa tubadilishe hii katiba. Kuna vipengele ingine ambayo inasumbua Wakenya. Nyinyi wenyewe mumeangalia, sisi tumetoa jasho tukitafuta, wengine wamesema hawataki. Nyinyi mtajibu hiyo kwa uchaguzi ambaye inakuja. Hiyo ni yenu mujibu. Wale ambao wanaona mambo ni sawa, wale ambao wanaona ya kwamba tuko na katiba mzuri, lakini kuna vipengele vingine ambavyo vinatuletea shida na ni vizuri tuyaangalie. Mimi najua fikira zangu ziko wapi na vile nimejaribu, lakini kwa sababu Uwezo ni wa Mwenyezi Mungu, sio wangu pekee. Uwezo ni wenu nyinyi wa Kenya. Uwezo ukaenda ukachukuliwa hapo na koti, na mimi nikasema sina vita na mtu. Mtaamua hiyo kwa mtaamua vipi jameni? Mnataka tubadilishe hii tutengeneze, ama mnatakaje? Nataka kuona kwa mikono ni wangapi wanasema tunataka tutengeneze na ndio haki ipatikane. Ama ni namna gani wenzangu? Tusije tuwe watu ambao ni wadanganyifu. Na wacha niwaambieni, hakuna kitu ngumu kama wakati nchi na dunia mzima iko na shida mingi mbali, shida ambayo inategemea viongozi, shida ambayo ina haja na viongozi kuwa wanakaa, wanaketi, wanajadiliana, kwa sababu ya vile mambo yalivyo magumu. Na mimi nawashukuru wa Kenya kwa sababu mambo yamekuwa magumu, sio tu kwa nchi yetu. COVID sio wa Kenya walilete.
Okay, that is the voice of the president on Labor Day. Mr. Guru, namna gani?
Mzuri.
Labor Day umechoma mbuzi peke yako?
Sio peke yangu, lakini mbuzi nimekula.
Na hiyo naelewa, najua utamaduni.
Nina marafiki bana. Kwa nini nikule peke yangu? Kule natoka tunasema kwamba wewe ukila peke yako wewe ni mchawi. Labda ni mchawi.
Karibu tupatie mawili matatu.
Asante. Sasa it's very clear to anybody who had doubts that the president has decided to go full blast. Gloves are off, and we can only imagine what is going to happen in the remaining number of days towards the general elections. Those who watched the president yesterday, if you looked at his face, he was so annoyed, particularly after he noted what happened, that people could be mobilized to come and make cheers and jeers in a solemn function of burial, a thing that does not happen in our place. In fact, if you ask those from my place here in this forum, we will tell you that burial ceremonies are taken as very serious occasions where you go and cry with those who have lost their member of family. It is not a place where you go and start other drama, taking politics and trying to feather your nest in a serious function like burial. If you look at the president's face, he was even unable to talk. I think he just talked for a few seconds. I don't even think it is minutes. And I knew, and I told those who are close to me at that time, that the president is annoyed. So I was not surprised today that the anger that accumulated in him burst out in the manner that it did today. And first of all, the president has said in a different forum that leadership, national leadership, is not a joke, and truly it is not. And the manner in which some of people who want to be leaders are approaching leadership is like it is a joke. When you have a situation like the one we have of economic hardships that are triggered by extraneous factors, and then you try to incite people in the country against the national leadership for your own political gain, then that is the making of a failed state. Because you see, we don't understand things in the same way. Rather than explain the people what is happening internationally, somebody consciously decides to go and mislead the public so that he can gain political marriage is very sad. And that is what saddens the president. And that is what now he's trying to tell Kenyans. This fellow cannot be a good national leader. He cannot be a president because there will always be problems. There will be political, sometimes socio economic problems, some of which have nothing to do with the national leadership, but the external factors like the war that we have, which will obviously trigger increase in fuel prices and other commodities. And it is not just Kenya. So my gut feeling is that the president is going to be very hard, and it is just started. And I'm also liking the fact that Baba is also now getting an opportunity to go and sell himself. Bernard, I can tell you this: Ruto will lose massively if he goes with the kind of politics he's doing, even answering back the president in the manner that he is doing, in such a casual manner, na madharau. I can tell you here now, except for those few hot hands, border borders and petty traders who may have very little time to understand the personalities, the right thinking members of the Kikuyu, Embu, Meru communities will desert that man massively if he continues with that kind of politics. First of all, you must notice that Uhuru has influence, and although some people may feel that the economy has pinched them hard, it is not that they have completely written him off. What they want is action, and I believe sincerely, once he gives direction, the people will take that direction seriously. Because annoyance of one day cannot make you make a decision that will affect you for the next 5 years. And that is what Ruto is failing to understand, that temporary annoyance may not necessarily be something that you can count on to get votes, especially in Mount Kenya region. So going forward, I think he should prepare for a hard battle, and it is only him who can lose because he has reached his height, the zenith. So any campaign that will go to Mount Kenya can only bring down his votes, not upwards, downwards. And the way I'm seeing Baba approaching the mountain, this man will be shocked on 9th of August. Now, I think let me first stop there so that as others can also. Thank you.
Okay, asante sana Bwana Guru, tunashukuru kwa maoni yako na mchango wako. Mambo ni kama hayo. Kila mmoja ajitahidi kuhakikisha kwamba anamakinika kujua mbivu na mbichi, ili uamuzi unaofanya usiwe wa propaganda, lakini ukuwe wa ukweli vile mambo yalivyo. Okay, let's get this before we move to the next person.
Before you come up, it's not protocol. Sijaombea, si ndio? Ni lazima niombe, si ndio? Tukifanya hivyo rais atarudi na kile kitu ametubebea. Kwa hivyo ni lazima niombe, na kabla sijaomba, Your Excellency, you will forgive me. You sit down a little bit. It's a workers' day. Utaniwia radhi, Your Excellency. Iko vitu viwili vitatu hivi niliambiwa na wafanyikazi, ni lazima ni kuremind. Kwanza, I want to thank your government. What they did during COVID, we agreed, we had a memorandum of understanding, as it has been officially mentioned by the Honorable Minister for Labor, and the President went further to classify some of our produce, or the employers involved in production of the export products, particularly those in cut flour industry, tea, coffee, pineapple, and so on. He allowed them, he classified them as essential services providers. And during COVID and during curfew, they had an opportunity to access the external market. Two, Your Excellency, I want to very highly thank you. You asked Kenya Airways to provide cargo space, and they converted their passenger planes into cargo planes for the purposes of exporting goods outside, and therefore we sustained and maintained some little money to keep workers in employment. I want to thank you for that. Having said that, Your Excellency, I have few things to mention that I had forgotten. One is NSSF. In the NSSF, Your Excellency, if you read the Act, your government cannot appoint anybody for us, nor can we appoint somebody to sit on the board of NSSF for government or for employers. It's now almost from September when I ceased to be a member of the NSSF board. We appointed Madam Rosso Mamu. She's qualified in her every aspect of representation. Very effective lady to represent us on that particular board. To date, your government has not gazetted her for reasons not known to us, for reasons not known for employers, and for reasons not known to everybody. Your Excellency, when I joined that board, I had a 327 billion portfolio. I left it when it is almost 300 billion Kenya shillings. It is the only fund that was not interfered with those corrupt Kenyans who smell money like a rat smelling where a piece of meat is. Your Excellency, I want to leave that one for you too. It is NHIF. These are organizations that are close to us as workers. NHIF, Your Excellency, your government has a policy as per our constitution to provide universal health care. And that is the only place, if you have honest, sincere, and committed board that can assist you and your government and the government of the 5th president to provide universal or to implement universal health care. At one time, you tried to work out on a budget allocation, and there were about 6 billion earmarked to provide health services to members of your civil service. This money ended up in the pockets of the individuals at the NHIF. We have said, as you struggle, as your government struggles to provide universal health care, we have constant policy to use the employers to deduct dues from working men and women in this country, and this money is remitted to NHIF without fail every month. Now we require an ardent, articulate, effective representation that can keep an open eye to our contributions at NHIF. Sasa hivi tunaambiwa ya kwamba, tunaomba ya kwamba we must revisit the NHIF Act so that we can have two boards, one taking care of the universal budgeted for from the treasury money, and workers in that particular same board taking care of their own contributions. We are asking for that. And lastly, Your Excellency, ni mambo ya NITA, National Industrial Training Authority. We have tested KRA. Let not KRA collect dues from employers for NITA. Normally KRA, they delay in remitting those funds. We tried them at NHIF, and up to date they have not remitted 22 million Kenya shillings. That NITA will collapse if you leave collection of their dues in the hands of our Kenya Revenue Authority. Maybe they don't have capacity since Waweru left. They are incapacitated, or they don't have means of collecting dues for the parastatals of your government. Your Excellency, I want to talk about minimum wage, mshahara ya chini. Mshahara ya chini kwa kawaida, Your Excellency, it opens up mambo ya CBS. Na hii ndio imefanya nisimame hapa. Na kabla sijaongea hiyo, Your Excellency, let me talk about iko mnyama anaitwa SRC. When we fought for SRC to be in our constitution,
okay, sorry about that, but let's get back. Martin, namna gani? Bwana Martin, unmute and talk now.
Unanisikia sasa?
Sasa umeanza kusikilizwa. Karibu.
Vipi, asanteni Bernard, nice, thank you. Sijui kama kuna echo ama hivi.
Everybody keep your mic mute, please, until it's your turn to speak. That is the standing order. Ama utatumwa quarantine na ukae huko sana. Hiyo ndio punishment iko. Thank you. Martin, karibu.
Asanteni sana Bernard, nashukuru. I always say thank you for always, taking your time to be here. We appreciate you so much. Weko hapa na kila mtu, everybody that is on the panel. I'm Jamboni. I hope everything is good, good. And ni Labor Day, mmefanya kazi, watu wamefanya kazi. So I normally when unajua siingiagi mapema hivi, lakini leo I was very, very, very proud of my president. Ungeniambia niseme hivyo 5 years ago, singesema. Lakini leo naweza sema I am very, very, very proud of my president. I don't think is the end of it. I think now what the president is doing what he has promised us to start doing, and being mtu wa ukweli isemwe. There comes a time you have to be very careful in what you do when you say something, how you say it. I think the president has been going through a lot with this thing, that he had to wait for the time, and he wonders, akatuambia, I'm gonna say it when the time is right. It's very true. I'm telling you, I work at a place, and if my ule mwenye ako chini yangu akianza kunisumbua, my friend, you'll get fired the same day. Hautanisumbua mimi akili, and then I'm trying to do this. And what he said is true, because there are here people talking about fuel. We experiences this thing even, in the whole world. Sasa venye aliuliza, the right thing, mimi nilienda Ukraine lini? And na akasema kuna kitu ngumu sana when you lead, na akasema vizuri, na hakutaja jina ya mtu by the way, na hata mimi sitataja jina ya mtu. Alisema uwezi enda huko unanigonga, huko unanitusi badala ukuje unisaidie. And there comes the constitutional ambiguity and a problem that I think we made a problem when we made a mistake and needs to be revisited. When we had our 2010 constitutional amendment, we made a huge problem right there. And the huge problem was, if you're having, you know, we're tied by the hip. I'm not tied by the hip by anybody. I'm the head of the state. You're supposed to be there. You know what? If I die, you take it. If you die, the speaker takes it. And for the sake of not being quoted wrong, there are some people who are talking when Uhuru did not salimia Ruto. And I'm sorry to bring that. I'm just bringing it to a context. How do I know? What do you have on your hands? I mean, we've had that. Of course, you're not with me. Unanitusi. What do you have? Why do I need to salimia alafu uchukue presidency? You know, and that's why when you're choosing your president, your vice, you have to be very careful. But again, I used to hate Moi's time when you could fire someone on the road, even your vice president. But you know what? I think at this point, I'm convinced to go back to where the vice president has to toe the line. If he doesn't toe the line, the president can fire him. Because it's becoming a huge, huge problem. Unaona ameenda kumrudishia huko nyuma kwa Facebook and whatever. I think everybody has seen that. So now, how is this supposed to work? Na hiyo ndo kitu Uhuru anauliza. How was I supposed to work? Why were you, when I needed you, hizi fuel zikikuja, you're out there, unaniambia, unasema uliza ule. And you're the number ngapi, sitasema pia number kama Uhuru. You're the number ngapi there. Where were you? What are you doing? Unakimbia huko kufanya. Kwanza, first of all, is Ruto in Jubilee, in UDA? Is he the vice president? Is he the opposition? Like, this guy has so many titles on him as we speak right now. We don't even know where he is. And again, he still talks about like he's in the government. State functions showing up there like that other number. And out there, he's like, man, I'm tired of this guy. He needs to go, but we need to really work on our constitution on that one. Now, number two, nikona tu mbili naenda nani Bernard arakaraka. I know it's open. We are looking for a vice president, which I think we already know, and I think panel waliletwa tu ndo, you know, isisukumwe kwa baba asitupiwe kidole. Can somebody tell me where Kalonzo was in when Mother Karua was talking in Nyeri? How many campaigns has he done? Yesterday, as we were eulogizing Mr. Kibaki, our president, Mr. Kibaki, we were told that Mr. Kibaki had an accident, which we all know, coming from Machakos. He was flown to go get medical assistance. But then campaigns still went on, and we were told who went on with the campaigns. Without Kibaki, campaign did not stop. So if you want to be a number two, what have you been doing? At least we can see Mother Karua talking to the Central and telling them, kama kuna mimi nasikiaga Kikuyu akiwaambia nitakuja tutaongea, acha leo tuko na mzee hapa, nitakuja niongee na nyinyi. Now, if you want to be number two, where are you? Kama Raila what do you call this? Like, he campaigned for Kibaki, even Kibaki was not there. He wanted to be number two. Where are you? I saw Mother Karua and I saw a vice president, and the way she talks, I want that. Last one, Nikifunga, I'll rattle a couple of snakes here. This thing of Gisheru, I watched it, now I followed it up. He's actually turning into be a witness. If he does, who is he witness to? So do you want your country to have a president who is being indicted, and his own lawyer is the witness to him? Are we going back to this thing? Tutacha Ruto ende afanye vitu zake, ama tutamwacha anze kufanya akiwa kama president? That's a question I want you guys to look in and ask for. And Bernard, I'm thankful for for the time. All the panelists, thank you for listening to me. Let's keep on moving, keep on talking. If we don't talk, we start fighting.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. We appreciate it. Let's, due to public demand, there is this video. Let me see if it is the one.
Your Excellency, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, former Prime Minister for the Republic of Kenya, for the interests of the people of Nyeri, who may not know me, my names are Stephen Kiyenye Aptarus. I come from Nandi, and I want to take this opportunity to recognize the great men and women who have given themselves so that I can rescue. I know you are seeing yourselves as not so many, but believe you me, history will charge you fairly. Because those who are campaigning in this country, asking them the greatest hypocrites I've ever seen on earth. How dare a man who in 2007, when I was campaigning under Party of National Unity, which Honorable Mwai Kibaki was running as president, how dares a man say this is a great man when he told us those who are supporting him are sick and should be taken to hospital? How dare a man who, when all the reforms that had been brought in this country, one key important one, the pillar of the development of Kenya, a new constitution, how dare he say that anyone who champions for the reforms of Kenya should not even be elected in a committee of funeral arrangement? How does a man who opposed the same constitution, instead of going down his knees and thanking God that he has been appointed by Uhuru Kenyatta to become a deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, and that is not a vice president, that is an executive deputy president. How does a man reject Uhuru Kenyatta and say that he's not worth a leader for Kenya? Hypocrite, what is he? And I see young men here running up and down. You are being recruited as hustlers. You are not being asked for your certificates to join hustlers, are you? You are not being asked for your expertise to join hustler, are you? You are only being told that you will get money. And this man, let me give you an example. President Uhuru Kenyatta in 2013 visited Nandi with our dear Honorable Deputy President. And they accepted that we were going to build Koitalel Samoei University in Nandi. The government allocated 2 billion shillings to build the university. Believe you me, the man went after the allocation and took out of the 2 billion shillings that was allocated to build Koitalel Samoei, he went away with 480 billion. And he tells us, you should not say, I am a thief. What do you call a man who takes from you? Then let us ask ourselves, yesterday, we came all the way from across the Republic of Kenya to come and give the greatest respect to a great man, a man who inspired all of us to be what we are today. A man who fought for universal education for every child in this country, in recognition of the United Nations Charter for the Rights of the Child. And then he turned the whole place into his own glory by hiring young women with some little money, just to cheer him and cry and wail that, oh Baba, oh Sijui, the great man, you're here. And that time was for Honorable Mwai Kibaki. Am I wrong? So you people, I'm asking you, you are not few. Remember those who fought for change in Eastern Europe, where there was dictatorship. They even used to chat at night when the police. Those of us who come from Rift Valley, we are working hard to make sure that we are part of this movement. We are part of this change in Kenya. Raila Odinga represents reform. Raila Odinga represents honesty. I have never seen betray any friend. He came into NAC and supported him all through until the end of 2007. Isn't that true? And here today, he entered into the Grand Coalition with Honorable Mwai Kibaki and delivered the new constitution. And we need to protect that constitution. I have started hearing him saying, oh, don't accept now BBI now until I become president. If a man can buy MPs not to pass a budget to support healthcare, not to pass a budget to support infrastructure, not to pass a budget to support one man, one vote, is that a worthy person to be made a president in the Republic of Kenya? So as I stand here, I want you to renew your spirit for this country. Renew your faith for the Republic of Kenya. Renew your worth for the future children of this republic. I see the danger if these Mount Kenya are going to go that direction and give credibility to a leadership that the world will think has been chosen by the people, but going themselves into self-destruction. Finally, how do nations fail? How do countries fail? They fail when their own people support the wrong leaders. They fail when you support people who are stealing from you. They fail when you accept lies. They fail when you are even told not to elect your own leaders. And finally, Your Excellency, I have been listening people talking here in when I was in primary school, the stories in Nandi. I wish one day we can introduce in our education system so that we can also learn, we'll be told to learn at least 3 languages. Learn Kikuyu, learn Kalenjin, learn Luo. So that when I come here, I don't have to get lost when Sabina Chege is talking. Thank you so much, and may I ask you to be prepared to defend Kenya in these elections on the 9th. And the person to take us, I was thinking there are 2 buses. One bus is being driven by Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. And in that bus, he has made sure there are no thieves. The other bus, you know one thief who took the money from the county here. He has boarded that bus. In Nandi, we have one who never went to school. He has also, you know his name? Nani? Yes, somebody knows there. He has also boarded it. You know so many who have boarded. Those who took Kimware, they have boarded that bus. Nyinyi wanawake ambao mmepanda hiyo bus, chungeni mifugo yenu na basi yenu kwa sababu mtarudi bila transport.
Haya, mambo ni kama hayo. Keep. It is your turn. Like
Unajua ukiongea mambo ya Nandi Hills lazima Mama Selina aseme kitu, acha nimwachie ama she'll not rest. Acha tumwachie tu kidogo aseme.
Aki, asante Kip. Penat na penalist. Tarus was ambassador. Tarus ni Mnandi na ameongea the truth. I hope Nyeri na kila mtu amesikia. And that was happening na unaona vile walitaka kukimbia Nandi. We still have strong men. We still have those men who believe in our culture, believe in our community. Keep najua umesikia vile Tarusa amesema, na hayo ni ukweli tupu. Tunashukuru, nimefurahi, lakini nataka tu niwaambie, wakati wa Kalenjin walikuwa ODM, sisi na Tarus tulikuwa NAK, na nje wakati 206 Tarus alikuwa ya Kibaki. Ukweli vile amesema, yes, he was not with Kalenjin, yeye alikuwa mtu ya PNU akiwa NAK. Thank you so much.
Okay, asante. The
Bernard,
people behind...
wacha niulize Mama Selina kabla aende. Swali moja tu kwa Mama Selina. Please, pole. I don't distract, so nisamee leo. Naomba msamaha. Mama Selina, umeangalia Taruza akiongea, nani alikuwa amesimama hapo on the right hapo nyuma? Hapo unafikiria aje? Unajua, tunajua Martha Karua pia ni rafiki yako. Lakini umeona nani alikuwa amesimama hapo?
Kulikuwa na Tuchu na kulikuwa na Sapina Cheke, na Martha Karua alikuwa kanisa mali ingine, and she had to finish Karatina na akakuja kujoin baba. Yes, hakukuwa saa hiyo, but alikuwa kanisa mali pengine, utaona tu akikaribishwa akiingia. So Tuchu, Sapina Cheke, Martha Karua alikuwa Karatina kanisa pia wakifanya kazi ya baba.
Lakini unafikiriaje sasa hiyo hapo mwingine Sabina Chege akireplace Martha Karua, what would you say that? Najua Martha Karua ni rafiki yako. Sabina Chege unaonaje?
Na support Sabina Chege, lakini kulingana na wamama na kulingana na, unajua tunaenda na vile protocol na uongozi. Martha Karua ana qualify. One, Martha Karua is a judge. Martha Karua ni lawyer. Martha Karua kwa international community. Hata Sabina Chege tulikuwa na yeye Washington DC. Yes, yeye ako, but not being the deputy president. Kuna viti mingi kwa nyumba ya baba. Kuna kazi mingi kwa nyumba ya baba. Sabina Chege has done wonderful job. But si ya kwamba akisimama hapo, Sabina Chege was among the women waliendorse Martha Karua. So ile kitu tunasema ni uongozi na ule mtu atasimama na baba. Yes, atukatai, but tennis for now is for Martha Karua.
Thank you, Martin. Let it rest there. I agree and support. People behind the curtain, tunawafagia. Especially huyo Clinton. Yeye ndo atakuwa hapa kulinda saa. So, onyesha sura yako ama tukung'atue.
Sasa si unipe dakika moja tu alafu unitoe basi.
Na hiyo sio vitisho.
Mimi nimeomba bana. Nipewe dakika moja alafu nitupwe nje.
Basi wewe subiri hapo, hiyo nitakupatia dakika 3 lakini utangoja hapo hapo. Jafet, onyesha sura yako ama ujitetee.
Ama atolewe.
Okay, keep take it.
Yeah. Hey, you're looking sharp today, Bernard.
Siku ya bwana.
You're looking sharp. Umekuwa promotions ile ulienda hizo ma conferences huko Nakuru. Inaonekana umepata ka promotion hivi kwa kanisa.
Utafanya bishop alipeleke Lodwar. Wacha kusema namna hii.
It's good bana. Wajue unalinda unatulinda. It's good bana. Sasa mimi nilikuwa nataka kuongea. I wanted to talk about Ruto's statement and the behaviors that have been happening in the last few days or weeks. These are just reactions. So your statement ya Ruto, first of all, if we look at it, it's on Facebook. Na mimi najua ni Itumbi, his blogger ama ni Mohammed, one of them too, walimwambia andike kitu. If you look at the way it's been presented, it's like me texting my friends, you know, it's not an official statement. It looks very dirty. Sorry, my boss, I feel your pain. Those you assign my responsibilities in capital. Project Mzee Jamaica, double quotation, have let you down miserably. They bungled our big four, killed our party, and wasted your second term. Wow. Wao ni bure kabisa. Boss, I'm available, just a phone call away. Sadly, last cabinet was 2 years ago. Yule number 2. Is that a statement from a DP? It feels if it was he doesn't want to make it an official statement. You can see official statements even if it's coming from the deputy president's office or the president's office, inakwanga na points. So wakireact your statement ya Uhuru, you would say, okay, Uhuru said this is our argument against that, point 2 blah blah blah, and it's going to be an official seal of the deputy president. Unajua hataki kuonekana, the way the title is hapo imeandikwa hapo, amekubali yeye ni ghost worker. As you can see from his behavior, yeah, he's accepting he's a ghost worker, because if he felt in any way that he's not in the cabinet, he will be asked to quit. So the other thing is Tuliona, we were warned by Alex. Everybody knows Alex from this forum a couple of weeks ago before the funeral. No, a week ago before the funeral. Walisema tu, these guys will do something very stupid. Kina Kashagwa or Irumbi, all these people from UDA, they paid hecklers and stuff like that to disrupt the proceedings yesterday. And the reasons for that is very simple. Uhuru made it, as it should have been, a military procedure. Number 2, it was also for the church, because Kibaki is a Catholic. And number 3, it was for the family. So while they are so used to other funerals that they go and disrupt the funeral proceedings, they talk politics instead of talking about the person who's passed on, and they thought they would do this for Kibaki's funeral, bringing down the argument we had yesterday about the spin doctors and the way they were doing some spin doctor things about the grandson of Kibaki. It is yep. You see, somebody is confirming that it was Irumbi who wrote that, which is bad manners. It's not the reason. Okay, the reason why he's writing those things. He tried to shake Uhuru's hand twice. Akona boss is serious. Hii kitu ya mtu kukuja kusmile hapa. Hold on. Wekesa. Santi Wekesa. You read my mind. Naingia short. Imeshika moto. So Uhuru was showing Ruto that this time it's serious business. Unakuja kuniangalia na meno kila siku na kusmile hapa. This is serious business. Unaingia campaign. And then Ruto felt some way. So it's back to him telling all his forces on the ground to react. Like right now, they're saying attack the president. Uhuru feels Ruto feels very embarrassed right now. The statements Uhuru has said, the twice ajasalamiwa, all these things, even after Ruto licks Uhuru's boots by that by that speech. That was really embarrassing. Praising Uhuru in a funeral because Uhuru is over there. He thought it was business as usual. Like it's actually outside it's politics, but then when we are together, we are friends. This time Uhuru does not want that childishness, because it feels he's now seeing that Ruto is just behaving like a child. He thinks that these statements like Nani alisema, what is his name? Our friend from Mandago alisema, you will go have a cup of coffee or dinner afterwards. This has really hit Uhuru's nerves, and this is one of those, the way Raila does. Usually, the politics has no permanent enemies. I think the relationship between Ruto and Uhuru, there is no repairing that. The way things are going, unfortunately, guys, I'm sorry to say this, atakuwa prefect committee. I'm not gonna say the name so that nisikuwe in trouble. So huyo mtu wako Kalib ataenda kuwa prefect committee. I'm sorry. Those are the little things I wanted to say, and I'll keep I'll keep staying here, and asante sana for the opportunity and kutupatia addiction yetu ya kila siku kuona. Asante.
Hey,
Okay,
Kim, why don't you comment about Tarus?
Tarus, unajua Tarus?
Na Mandago Nandi.
Sasa Tarus is somebody they've been hiding for a long time. I don't even know why he's been quiet for this long. These are the kind of people we want to hear. You know, I think these things have been planned. You know, I think waliambia Tarusa akwe kama ile last minute attacks. You know, it hurts. You know, it's hurting more and more. And you can see the way Tarus does not care. Hata mkifanya nini, he says. Unaona hata mpaka watu kwa comments anasema freedom of speech. It's because they know it's the truth. Yeah, hata mkisema watu wanapenda watu kama mimi na Tarus on the comments. Yes, we are the people, and if you call people in Azimio fools because they like Kalenjins like me, endelea kusema hivyo na tutaendelea kufuata Azimio. Mimi na Selina tuko Azimio na tutataka watu kama we've got Tarus's back. Na muwezi mfanyia kitu. That is our man. Asante.
Okay, thank you, Kip. Appreciate it. Nani Fabiano Adriano anasema Bernard, wewe si mtu mzuri. Clinton Chagaredo tunamjua sura yake, mbona huwa utaki kumwambia Peni Nyagaka tuone sura yake? Bwana Adriano, unanifanya mimi nakuwa responsible kwa masuala ambayo siwezi husika. Nyagaga alikuambia yeye ni mzee, ataki story mingi. Wewe utaki unafuatilia yeye kwa nini? Tafuta yeye kwa inbox, atakutumia passport size. All the same. Jakaredo. Clint.
Oh yes.
Your 2 minutes begin now.
Sawa Ben, asante kwa dakika zako. Poa sana. Si siku mingi bwana, juzi nilikuwa hapo, nilikalia hicho kiti chako, nikasikia wenzangu wa UDA wanasema nini, na opinion poll inasema tuko mbele na tunafurahia.
Nilikuona kwa mbali, nilikuwa tu hapo kando ya Ditmas nikikuangalia, we are colleagues. Nilikuwa kofia yangu.
So Ben, umenipata kikambili na
utakuja matanga ya His Excellency.
Sasa His Excellency alikuwa mtu wangu kidogo tu nikuje, lakini niliona huyu wa madharau salimiangi watu, nikasema hata mimi pengine sitazalimiwa nikifika pale. So nilibidi ni watch kwa TV kama wengine.
Aya, endelea.
So Ben, asante kwa saa hii bana. Ben, mimi namuunga mkono naibu wa rais kwa kila kitu ambacho kimefanyika wiki hii ama wiki jana, kwa sababu Ruto amefanya majukumu yake. Kuna video tuliona hapo nyuma ilikuwa inasema kwamba kuna nyapara Ruto amewekewa wa kumwangalia kwa kusema kwamba hajafanya kazi yake kama naibu wa rais. Ilikuwa hizo enzi za COVID billionaires. Na ilikuwa ni ukweli. Akatuuliza kwamba ni kazi gani rais amempea akashindwa kufanya. Hao watu wanajifanya nyapara, wamwambie ulipewa hii kazi na hujafanya. Rais mwenyewe amekuwa akituambia venye ndugu yake Raila amemsaidia. Ni siku gani Raila aliacha kumsaidia mpaka sasa hivi anasema Ruto ako wapi? Ruto atoke kwa soko akuje kumsaidia kazi. My friend, Ruto has been useless to the current government since 2018. Ruto cannot be useful to the current government 100 days to elections. Waachane na Ruto akae. You understand? You can't just stamp all along kwamba you've done so much, you've done everything without William. And now, because you've taken political sides, you want to tell us that William hajapatikana, umekuwa ukifanya kazi peke yako, atoke kwa soko, aache kutuambia serikali haijafanya hii, akuje akusaidie kazi. So hapa nafikiria Wakenya tunadanganywa, na tunadanganywa na the head of state ambaye anafaa kutuambia ukweli. Jamaa amejificha 2018, 2019 eti handshake ni ya kuleta amani. Kidogo kidogo hapo 2020 handshake Ruto hakuwa anafanya kazi vizuri, alikuwa corrupt, ndugu yangu ndiye alikuwa ananisaidia kazi. Hapo 2021 kwa BBI sijui hatujasema siasa, Raila hajaniambia hata kama anataka nimuunge mkono. So William was not stupid. Aliona kazi zake zilichukuliwa na gazette notice, akakubali. Akasema mimi kwa sababu sina kazi, acha nirudi kwa wananchi nitafute zangu za 2022. Na ndio kazi William amekuwa akifanya. So watu kujitokeza sasa hii kuanza kulalamika eti William has not been there. In fact, the reply from William is not even rude. William amemkumbusha kwamba I'm just a phone call away from you. Badala ya kwenda kupiga nduru uko kwa Atuoli kwa hiyo seminar walikuwa nayo leo.
Sasa mtu amepiga kelele for 4 years. What do you expect? How do you feel? Miti itakatwa huko Sugoi nje mtajua. Sasa just because you know,
hii ni time yangu bana wewe.
No, uliongea ni propaganda. Mimi sipendangi mkianza hii mauongo yenu.
Wewe nyamaza, time yako ilikwisha. Ama uombe nafasi.
Subiri bwana Kip. Huyu Clint tutadili na yeye tu. Achana na. Wewe Clint.
So Ben, kila siku akishika microphone,
waambie wakati alikuwa afanyi kazi, mshahara nani alikuwa anapokea?
Hii mshahara Ruto amekuwa akikula.
Mshahara nani alikuwa anakula?
Ulitaka nani akule mshahara na Ruto ndio deputy president? The fact of that Ruto amekosana na rais haimaanishi kwamba mshahara wake pia haizi akapata. Kwani mshahara ni ya mtu fulani ama ni ya Wakenya? Tena haimaanishi kwamba ukiwa rais huwezi ukaambiwa hapa umefanya vizuri, hapa umefanya vibaya. Kwa mazishi ya Mama Mudavadi, I am in charge of this country, I'm in charge of everything that happens. Hiyo time Ruto hakuwa Kenya. Kulaunch barabara, Ruto kuongelea project za government yenye ana serve, ilikuwa ni kucompete na rais. Leo hii mnakuja kutuambia hapa eti William hajakuwa kazini, amemdharau rais, amefanya nini na nini. Bwana, tumheshimu William. Bwana Bernard, William deserves to be respected, apewe time yake. Rais ashachukua side yake ya kisiasa. Let him campaign for his candidate well, badala ya kulimalima William kila mahali.
Wewe Clint, hakuna William alitoroka kazi lakini anaendelea kupokea mshahara. That makes him a ghost worker. And he should account to the Kenyan people what he's doing in office, earning salary, enjoying all the allowances and not working. Now that he has accepted he has not been working, apange vile atarudisha zile pesa amekula miaka 5.
Ben, I think kitu ambacho kinamuuma rais zaidi, pengine alipanga hii second term akuwe akibadilisha manaibu wa rais kama presidents walikuwa wanafanya awali.
Sio lakini ni Wakenya wanaumwa kwamba wanalipa tax na hii tax inashughulikia mtu ambaye hawafanyi kazi.
Wakenya wepi wanaumwa na mimi hapa Mkenya Mjaluo siumwi. Sasa ni Wakenya wepi wanaumwa Ben?
Nani alikwambia ukiumwa ndio kila Mkenya atakuwa ameumwa? Wewe inaonekana uko pamoja katika hiyo cartel ya kuaibia Wakenya huku ukiwapulizea ili wasione uchungu.
Ben, let me finish na hiyo story na William. Najua leo niko hapa na nyinyi bana, siwaachi muingilie naibu wa rais ama rais mtarajiwa hivyo. So Ben, wakati Kibaki alikuwa pale parliament, tumeenda kumpokea, unaenda kufanya kazi yako kama naibu wa rais. Jamaa tumemngojea bana, alafu huyu afisa wake anakuanga na earphone, ama zile vitu huitwaje Ben? Ana communicate na hiyo gari venye inakuja. Sijui akaambia rais mtarajiwa eti ni kama ataki umpokee. Rais mtarajiwa akatoka hapo kwa hiyo line. Kidogo rais mtarajiwa kurudi bana. Tulikuwa tunafikiria hata tutaona kahag fulani. Ni tu zile stories za COVID za 2019, Alafu wengine wanasalimiwa kwa mkono. The same thing happened in kwa hiyo stadium, Kibaki akiwa pale, wengine walisalimiwa, Ruto alidharauliwa. Pengine alifikiria tena leo Ruto atajipeleka pale, sasa asomewe hii Korani yote Ruto akiwa ameketi, lakini intelligence ya kijana ilikuwa juu. Amefika huko akakuta amelakiwa na kina Atuoli, na hii ndio uchungu alisikia. Another uchungu ilikuwa ile ya jana, Ruto kushangiliwa. Hata ukiona alivyokuwa akiangaliwa, man, William Ruto has done his part, na kama ni kuvumilia, William amevumilia hii mateso yote. Kumbuka Bomas, wakati wa BBI, Ruto alifungiwa nje wakati rais na Raila wakiingia kwa room fulani. Wanataka kusema Ruto should continue trusting the guy.
Those are sentiments that emotional weeping appeal have nothing to do with principles of leadership, and therefore they are not helping this country at all. Let William Ruto arrange on how he's going to refund the money he has been earning in office for having accepted today he has not been working. What has he been doing for 5 years? The president did not give him responsibilities, but he's been earning allowances, living in a government house. Tumelipa stima yake, chakula yake, wafanyikazi wake, mpaka askari tumepeana kwa kuku zake. Hizo pesa zote combine pamoja arudishie wa Kenya. Hata hii maneno ya kutetea mtu ambaye anataka kuharibu nchi eti lazima ashughulikiwe ndio wa Kenya washughulikiwe. Kwani yeye ndio nani?
Ben, the null and void brothers pia warudishe pesa ya BBI yenye walitumia kwa BBI.
Bernard na Clinton, can we have some order please? Can we have some order in that conversation please? Can we have some order in that conversation? Because it is only two of you who are speaking.
Although tell this guy to give me my time, I finish.
Can one of you speak first, then we respond?
Order, David. So Clint, achana niyo maneno. There is no more defending of somebody who is emotionally unstable.
No, Ben, but
yes.
let us tell Kenyans that believe in William Ruto's presidency the truth.
They don't need to. They don't need to. If you believe in William Ruto, follow him.
But me believe in his presidency and other millions of Kenyans.
He should tell us where he has been, who he has been working for, and earning salary from Kenya. Since he has confessed today, he's been a ghost worker. He has not been in office. He has not been doing anything but earning salary. Hiyo ndio pesa tunataka. Na kama umekula pesa bila kufanya kazi, wewe ni ghost worker, unapaswa kukamatwa, ufungwe. Sio utafute urais. Hata ukitafuta urais mpaka tukunyime. So
okay,
kamilisha tafadhali tusonge mbele.
Okay, I'm finishing. Ben, those of us who believe in William Ruto's presidency, we have a right to protect him whenever we feel that anaingiliwa kiuongo. Kwa sababu kwa hisho nimesikia mara kadha wa kadha mkisema kwamba hata mnatumianga picha ya rais ya 2013 na ya 2018. Ya 2013 alikuwa amekonda kama Clinton hivi, lakini after amepata Raila alifurafura kidogo. Mnasema stress ilikuwa inatoka kwa William. Kuna vitu mingi mmesema kuhusu William. Lakini sometimes inafaa tuambiane ukweli. Tulisikia order ya 2018 hii yenye ilikuwa inapandisha Matiang'i cheo. Tuliambiwa hapa ni ya kuchukua mamlaka ya William. Reasons: William is corrupt. William hajamheshimu rais. William hajafanya nini na nini. Lakini leo venye alitoa makasiriko William akamjibu. Mimi naona ni 50-50. Ruto angenyamaza atungesikia side yake.
Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i waded into the election debate, calling on Kenyans to reject corrupt leaders. Matiang'i, who addressed the Anglican clergy on the state of election preparedness, also defended President Uhuru Kenyatta's right to campaign for his preferred successor. Olive Barrows has that story.
In trademark fashion, as Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i threatened to rain fire and brimstone on those perpetuating the conflict in Marsabit, he invited Kenyans to be honest with themselves regarding the upcoming general election.
People are running around here who have held public responsibilities. They are not accounting for what they did when they were holding those public responsibilities. You are the religious leaders. The story of talents in the New Testament. What did you do with the ones I gave you first before you come for more?
Both he and his ICT counterpart, Joe Musheru, who've previously publicly voiced support for Azimio presidential aspirant Raila Odinga, once again invited Kenyans to vote wisely.
Call deep state who hate me. They don't like me. They don't want me to be a leader. They plot evil against me. You drive public money in that state. You eat food bought by that public state that you are condemning. You live in a house of that state. When does it become deep and deeper than you?
Addressing the Anglican clergy on Tuesday evening, Matiang'i identified voter bribery as the biggest threat to the August 9 general election, while Musheru flagged misinformation.
By the time we are done with this electoral cycle, we will have laundered criminals into our elective institutions, even up to about 40%. Money launderers, wash players, criminals, drug dealers, and all those, because they are the only ones who can access that amount of money.
We do not have access to the servers.
The church leadership taking IEBC and the Office of the Attorney General to task on their failure to implement Chapter 6 of the Constitution by allowing persons who do not meet the integrity threshold to contest elective office.
You, have abdicated our respective roles. The work of the IEBC is to conduct fair elections, not to prosecute those who enter through the back door.
And when taken to task on the president's open support for Raila Odinga over his deputy as his preferred successor.
What are the threats to the electoral process when a sitting president, the symbol of unity, is directly involved?
You saw President Obama, before he left office, on the campaign trail for the Democratic Party candidate. Did that happen or it did not happen?
But even as the security officials sought to instill confidence that they've done everything in their power to secure the August 9 general election, they acknowledged that reforms in the sector are a work in progress. Olive Barrows, NTV.
So nimalize.
Huwa ameongea for about half an hour na nitakuwa strike mpaka aache kuongea kwa
Ai
sababu
manze Jo, hujamaliza?
Niliambiwa ningoje hiyo video ishe alafu nimalize. Nikangoje.
15 minutes bana.
Ngoja Clint. Hold on. Bana Guru, what is it?
Bernard.
Yes.
I think I will remind the forum. I think one of the things you have said here is that we should not dwell on propaganda. Let somebody give facts as they are and provide evidence. We cannot now listen to propaganda here for almost 30 minutes. If you arrange something, provide evidence. It is very sad. Right now, I will say this. One of the greatest mistakes that we made as a country is to defend personalities in our constitution to a level whereby entitlement of a personality seems to be more important than the duty that that person should accord the Kenyan people. It was very wrong to put that it becomes difficult for the president to sack somebody who does not help him in his duties, because essentially a deputy president, the role is to assist the president carry on his functions. So I do not even see where this conflict should come from. Yet the constitution is very clear that you are there to assist the president. And you are supposed to work according to what he wants, not that you go and start your own programs, even going to launch projects where you have not been authorized to do, and doing campaigns with the same projects. Today we have very many so-called commissioned projects that have never taken off because somebody was doing campaigns. We have them in Mount Kenya, and there are some of the reasons why they have created bitterness in the community because they feel that they were cheated. How do you run a government like that, honestly? So these young men who are talking here must be forthright. We need a country that is working, not people who have entitlement on themselves. How do you eat salary for 4 months, for 4 years, waking up every day to go at campaign, and then you expect us to give you the presidency? My foot, it can't work. Bernard, take it.
Take it easy, Mr. Guru. Thank you. Now, Bwana Clint. Go straight to the point. Conclude your submission. Let's move to the next person.
Okay, Ben.
No.
I think I have just defended William from what happened today, yesterday, and the day before yesterday. And I don't have apologies to make. I will continue doing so because nimeongelea reply yenye amepea rais cause reply imetoka leo. So singeweza kuongelea reply jana na imetoka leo. Another thing nikimalizia ni kwamba nimeona video umeplay ya Tarus. I can say he's just a bitter man, maybe kwa sababu Ruto alikataa asichaguliwa na PNU hiyo time, but the bitterness hiyo tunaelewa. Alafu pia jamaa mwenye aliongea wa kwanza nikiwa hapa alikuwa anaitwa somebody, alisema kwamba we need to relook into the constitution ndio naibu wa rais kama Ruto hivi aweze kutolewa na rais, alafu rais achague mtu mwingine. I would like to remind the guy that we don't make constitution for individuals. Saizi anamchukia William, ndio maana anasema at least Uhuru angekuwa na power ya kumtoa. Kesho ni mtu mwingine, na pengine rais mwenye ataletwa after constitution ishachenjiwa ndio atakuwa mbaya na naibu wake akuwe mzuri. So let us not change the constitution because it is William in this situation. Kesho ni mtu mwingine. Asante.
Thank you for conceding that William is the wrong person in that position. The position is not a problem. And I really appreciate it. And so because William is a bad example, he's forcing us to review what we had concluded that it should remain the same.
Utaniharibia unga, sijasema hivyo tafadhali. Let my check, acha check yangu ingie kama
hiyo. Acha kusugua, enda uchukue unga. Ni unga ulikuwa unatafuta? Pole lakini. So William is the problem, is not the deputy president. But just to put it in proper perspective, the writers of the constitution wrote that part of the constitution in view of how the previous vice presidents were treated. That's why how they got it wrong. They did not balance it looking at it from one angle. They looked at it from the side of the vice president without looking at the side of the president who was to be assisted. And from the last time I checked, assisting somebody has never been by force. You can be my assistant, but I have a choice to seek your assistance or not. So you can't force me to help me. If you are my assistant, at least kula mshahara, lakini kama sitaki msaada wako, huwezi kunilazimisha kunisaidia. There's no law anywhere in the world that forces people to get assistance or be assisted by the assistants. Hii vitu zote tunakuwa treated na William Ruto zinakasirisha, lakini wacha tu tuachie hapo. Na hivi nani mikono iko juu. Kimere,
Yeah, just a rectification actually on what Clint just said now about about the position of the deputy, and he told us that he told Guru if at all we have a different if we have a bad president and a good deputy, but the fact remains it doesn't make any change logically, because the fact is the deputy remains the assistant of the president. So even if you have a bad president and a good deputy, the president still reigns over the deputy. So it's important that the president has the power really to dismiss the deputy. To me, that would make more sense. I just wanted to clarify that, because it doesn't make any difference who is good or who is bad. The president still has the power over the deputy, whether he is a good president or a bad president. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Job security is important, but if you are securing somebody's job at the expense of the country, in my opinion, it doesn't add up. And so the next parliament need to address that matter right away. We cannot have somebody who cannot be fired be in office. If I have power to hire, I must have power to fire. And deputy president is not elected. Deputy president is appointed by the presidential candidate, or who prefers somebody to run along with them. Let nobody deceive us that we shared the ticket, we shared that and that. If Uhuru did not pick on William Ruto would not be deputy president. Tusidanganye, tufuate sheria vile ilivyo na tuelewe vile mambo yalivyo. Tusikubali kufuata mambo vile wangependa kuamini kwamba isingekuwa William Ruto, Uhuru angekuwa rais. Kwa hivyo William Ruto lazima akae kwa ofisi hata kama afanye kazi. That is evil. Osinde, what is it? Unmute, the mic is beside your name.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Habari zenu nyote, after a long time.